Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you are new. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get straight into today's video. So today we're going to be taking a look at some Madam Glam Chrome Gel Paints, and I'm super excited because I've had these for quite a while and I'm finally able to actually test these out and see how these work. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get straight into it. So first we have a nice gold chrome gel paint. Next color is described as Vintage Chrome. So to be honest, I really thought that this was just going to be like a super silvery chrome, but it is kind of like a little bit gold and I really do like that. Like, I'm not sure if it's picking up too much on camera, but it definitely has hints of yellow in there and that is like really pretty. And lastly, we have a rose gold. So these are the three colors. We have the gold on the left, the vintage in the middle, and the rose color on the right. I honestly thought these were going to be more on the mirrored side, but these are definitely a little bit more shimmery than anything, which I don't necessarily mind, but it is something that I wanted to note. Of course, before we go ahead and get into today's video, I want to give a huge thank you to Madam Glam for sending me these gel paints. But other than that, let's go ahead and get straight into today's nail set. So here are what my natural nails are looking like, and they are definitely doing pretty well. I haven't groomed them in probably about a week, but to be honest, I don't think that they need anything. All that I'm going to do is just go around my cuticles and make sure to get up any like extra product from my last set, and then I'm just going to pop on my matte peel off base coat. All right, so I went ahead and got all of the product from out of my cuticles, and I'll be honest, I did clip my cuticles a little bit because they were kind of crazy. So yeah, and for anyone who's wondering why I use a peel off base coat, this is just so that after I do my nails, I can just go ahead and pop them off directly after. So if you practice on your nails a lot or you just like to do nails for specific occasions, I definitely recommend using a peel off base coat of some sort. Me personally, I like to put the tiniest bit of cuticle oil on my nails, rub that in really good, and add 2 layers of my matte top coat because I find that matte top coat makes it super easy to pop off, so I don't have to worry about putting too much stress on my nails. So yeah, if you were confused, I hope that was a good enough explanation. All right, so I went ahead and sized out all of my nail tips for today, and I'm going to be going on these nail tips using some base coat. Okay, so my nail tips are applied and I did go in with a layer of base coat on top of my nails. And I kind of started doing this once I did like get into the matte peel off base coat because I feel like it provides me with an extra bit of strength when I go in to cut and file these down. So the next thing I'm going to do is use my tip cutters to go ahead and cut these down. For today, I am doing some almond nails, so I'm definitely not going to go too long. Okay, so I think this is a good start. I'm just gonna go ahead and do the exact same thing to the rest of my nails. All right, so I have the basic shape down, and now I'm just gonna go ahead and file everything nice and neat. All right, so my hands are nice and prepped. Let's go ahead and jump straight into today's application. All right, so I have all of my acrylic applied, and as you can see, I kind of went for a little bit of like a peachy nude. And to get that color, I normally don't like add this segment in, but I do want to let you guys know exactly how I got this color. So I ended up using my Valentino Classic Nude, and I did have a little bit of clear mixed into this just to make it a little bit more sheer. And inside of my monomer, I ended up using a hot pink and a kind of like mustard yellow to make it a little bit more peachy. So yeah, that's like the specs on my like acrylic, I guess. Yeah, so the next thing I'm going to do is just shape up my nails, and of course I'm going to go in and shape the side walls and undersides of my nails using my 8080 grit nail file. Next, I'm going to be using my carbide bit just to seal the cuticles, and I'm also going to be bringing this down all the way down the nail. Alright, so my nails are basically done being shaped. I didn't go ahead and buff them because I went over the entire surface using my carbide bit. So as you can see, they're already pretty smooth. Now, before we go ahead and get into today's nail art, I'm just going to very quickly wash my hands and I'll be right back. Alright, so my hands are washed and we are ready to jump into today's nail art. But before we do that, let me go ahead and show you everything that we're going to need for today's set. Okay, so this is everything that we need for today's set. And I promise it's not a lot. It's just these 4 items that like make it look like a lot, but this is just base and top coat. So this is kind of just like bare minimum, I guess. But let me go ahead and show you the rest. So this here is just a like kind of iridescent pearl powder. I'm going to be using some of this today. Now I'm actually going to be using some of these like iridescent foils, and if I end up using these, I will try my hardest to find the link for it because these are super old, and to be honest, I don't even know if this still exists on Amazon, but I will try my hardest to look. But anyways, for today, I'm probably going to end up using this color and probably this color. Not exactly sure yet, but we'll see. I'm also going to be using this sort of like cream white color, and I'm going to be mixing this with a little bit of base coat to make it like kind of sheer. I'm going to need some rhinestone glue. Of course, I'm kind of like starting to use this in every video. And lastly, I'm going to be using the Madame Glam Chrome Gel Paints. Also, I might throw like some of these in. Now, these are kind of ugly, but I kind of want to like challenge myself and use these, so we will definitely see about these. All right, so I have a mixing plate here, and like I said, I'm going to be mixing these two to give me like a kind of like sheer white color. Very quickly, I am changing my mind about this color. Instead, I'm actually going to be using this one. This is kind of more like a cream white. That one, the other one was kind of like more yellowy, so that wasn't really what I was going for. And before I do anything, I'm just going to wipe off my nails with some isopropyl alcohol. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is take my short liner brush to create a sort of like circular shape in the middle of my nail. I'm just gonna go ahead and flash cure this for about 10 to 15 seconds. So I have these like little iridescent flakes. I'm not exactly sure what these are called, so if you know, let me know in the comments. And I also have these, which I said I was gonna try, so I'm gonna stick with it. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a little bit of base coat and place it on top of this little white layer. Now I'm gonna take these little flakes and place them on top of the base coat. I think this looks pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and flash cure this as well. I think I wanna do a layer of the iridescent powder on top of this. So I'm just gonna lay down a little bit of top coat. And I'm just going to cure this for a full 60 seconds. All right, and now I'm gonna go in with this pearl powder just on top of the area that I put the top coat. Now I'm gonna take some rhinestone glue and I'm going to be creating kind of like a border around this little section. And I'm kind of going to be like tapping it on because I want it to be more on the rough side. Okay, so I think that looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and cure this for 30 seconds. And now I'm going in with a second layer. And finally, I'm gonna be going in with this chrome gel. And I'm gonna be using this really short like line art brush. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to go around this section really roughly and just kind of get this on there. I don't want this to be like really neat because to be honest, it's kind of reminding me of like the Geode nails, and that was kind of like rough around the edges, and I really do like enjoy that look. And I know I kind of just did something like this in my last video, but I think it's okay. Like I don't mind too much. And I'm also going to be going around this section using the same chrome gel just to like create kind of like a border. All right, and now I'm gonna go ahead and cure this. And lastly, I'm gonna go in with some top coat. All right, and this nail is done, and I kind of like it. Like it's kind of different from really much of anything that I've ever done before. I just kind of feel like I need to switch it up sometimes. So now that this nail is done, I'm just going to very quickly do the rest of my nails, and I'll be back towards the end. Okay, so the nail art is finished and I really love it. Like, it's just like so magical looking. Like, I don't know if it's just me, but I love it. So the last thing I'm going to do is just apply some cuticle oil. And that completes today's set. I really do hope you guys enjoyed this one. I really love how this nail set turned out. And like I said, towards like the beginning of the nail art portion, this is definitely something like super different. Like I've never done anything like this before, but I really did love how it turned out. So I think this goes without mentioning, but of course, I would love to hear what you guys think of this nail set down in the comments. Would you wear it for, you know, any season coming up? I feel like these are definitely like a season neutral type of nail set. Like I'm kind of trying to get out of summer sets and just do more like generalized sets. And I know the girlies and guys are like getting into like Halloween nails already, but I'm not ready for that yet. Okay, I'm not ready. But anyways, I'm kind of getting a little bit off topic. Overall, I did just want to mention that I really do like how these chrome gel paints performed. And even though they weren't super mirrored like how I expected them to be, I still think that overall like the chrome pigment within the gel paints are nice and consistent, and you don't have to worry about any patchiness. Not to mention the overall consistency is very easy to work with. It's not super slippery and runny, but it's also not too thick, so I think you have a really good medium to work with. And of course, as with any of the other products that I use in today's video, I will leave these down in the description box below. But as always, I want to say thank you guys so much for tuning in today, and I will see you guys in the next one.